Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round 7 of the Australasian Supercar eSeries. And we are live tonight from Michigan International Speedway. And joining me in the booth tonight, we have none other than Mr. Matt Hunter, pushing everyone's buttons and making everyone happy. Good evening, Matt, and welcome.
Yeah, evening, Mark. Thanks for having me along again. Yeah, good night to be out racing again.
Yeah, it definitely is, mate. We've seen some great action here in the Australasian Supercar eSeries, and I can't imagine that Michigan's going to turn on any less of a race for us tonight.
No, this should be a real, almost super speedway style of racing, like your Daytona, like your Talladegas. So a lot of drafting, a lot of pack running all throughout the night on this track, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And as we just look at the race conditions tonight, mostly cloudy for the afternoon. So a lot of guys will be hoping that there's more cloud here than there's not. The wind is from the southwest at 17, 18 kilometres an hour. The air temp's fairly warm, so may see some heating issues. Maybe not. Maybe if they get into the pack racing with 29 degrees Celsius, and the track temp is a nice warm 39 degrees Celsius. But I think that may creep up as the afternoon goes on, and then start to cool down as we get later into the race, Matt.
Yeah, it's going to make those tyres a bit greasy and warm, aren't they? But hopefully it shouldn't play too much of a factor.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting. We're into the qualifying now, I believe, but we might run through the points for the ladies and gentlemen at home, Matt, if we can have that.
Yep,
Um,
those are up now.
so so after round 6 races, we have Raymond Jaeger top from Pinnacle on 200 points. Gary Willman in second on 153. Ruben Phelps having a good run in third on 147 points. Dance Priest in fourth on 143. Andy Barber, it's good to see Andy up there. He haven't seen him much in races apart from here, so I don't know really what he's doing. He's in fifth on 142. Craig Roffey in sixth on 122. Adam Malone in seventh on 118. Troy Davidson in eighth on 117. Kim Roppy in ninth on 114. Justin Witcher in 10th on 112, tied with Greg Spencer for 112. And Nicholas Welsh in 12th on triple 111 points. So very interesting, very tight. I do know that we do have a points reset coming soon. We will find out more about that and bring it to you as we get the information. But I'm kind of sort of thinking that we may have a few surprises here tonight. We've got a first-time driver into the cars in Matthew Raymond. So he's a rookie here tonight. So, but he tends to go okay here in the NASCAR, the stuff that he does. So it'd be interesting to see here. I believe we are missing Raymond Jagger and Justin Witcher tonight. So that's going to have an impact on their championship points. Just having a look at the timing at the moment. So qualifying's done. So the gridding up now. So Troy Davison and Richie Tremarco on the front row. Todd Maxwell and Ruben Phelps on the second row. Third row, Perry Anaskis and Warwick Sharp. Fourth row, Greg Spencer, Andrew Hoffman. Fifth row, Adam Malone, Alex Schmidt. Sixth row, Aaron Dillon and Kim Roffey. Seventh row, Andy Barber and Ross Cheatham. 8th row, Dance Priest and Sean Roffey. 9th row, Philip Howe, Nicholas Welsh. 10th, Joseph Granshaw and Jamie Nankervis. 11th row, Nobby Tompkins, Tristan Koch. 12th row, Jared Daly and Steve Hoppett. Row 13, Mick Rush and Ash Nasso. 14th row, Evan Horsewell and Philip Marsh. Peter Garrett and Michael Hayes in row 15. Row 16, Michael Ladder, Christopher Tomlin. 17th row, Peter Matheson and Derek Jacobs, our US-based driver. And rounding out the field is Kobe Jordan on row 18.
And I think we've got Matty Ray beside him who chose not to qualify, which is a Matty Ray sort of thing.
Yeah, that's it. Matty Ray likes to start at the back and come through and have a good run.
Just seeing them finishing up gridding and heading off now.
And of course, this race is proudly brought to you by My Private Sellers. It's a great online wine company. So be sure to get in there and get your favourite wines off them.
Yes, indeed.
You see them head out onto the track for the first time now. They'll grid up 2x2 and nose to tail as per usual.
It's a fairly big field with 36 cars.
Yeah, I was going to say, by the looks of it, the lights are out on the pace car, so only the one roll around lap here. So we will definitely be going green as they come back to the start-finish line.
Yeah, the cars at the back need to get a bit of a wriggle on and catch up and form up properly, so that they're all ready to go.
Be an interesting start. Adam Malone's normally a fairly good starter, so we'll have to definitely watch him on the outside there.
A lot of good starters there, very good strong field up the front there, I think. Although it looks like Philip Howe might be having a bit of issues, but I think we're just getting ready to go.
Yep. Coming to take the green flag. Who's going to get the jump? That's the big question. And they're away. Oh, got a few cars in the backfield there, starting to get a bit squirrely. But it looks like Nicholas Welsh has got the jump over Adam Malone. And 3 wide further back in the field, and that's a bit scary going into turn 1. They all seem to be get through that first turn okay, and starting to settle down. We're starting to get a single row up front here with Nicholas Welsh, Adam Malone, Philip Howe and Troy Davison at the front and leading the way with a lot of angry drivers behind them.
It's a fair bit of a spread already, not even completed one lap yet, and it's it's spreading out quite a bit as we see a bit of a battle going on for the lead here.
Yeah, they're going to be 3 wide. No, these I think that's
Tremaco,
is it? Yeah.
Yep, Richie there. He's just good move, had the momentum on the inside line and managed to get the run. But now we see Phelps.
Oh, we've got an incident in the backfield there. I just didn't quite pick it up. I'll go back and see if I can find it on my camera here, so we may be able to get a look at it.
Looks like everyone's okay so far.
Yeah, everyone. That was a touch and a heavy knock into the outside wall. The 084 car was involved in it, I believe. And it doesn't look like there's a 084 car there. So we might just leave that one, but I can tell you that it was a heavy hit into the outside wall. So we'll have to watch a plain white car it was, and further back in around 15th spot. Just heard the 013's getting in, so he may have been involved in that.
Yeah, he's got a fair bit of damage, Joe 13 of Dylan. He's coming in now to the pits. Get some of that repaired.
Yeah,
So we see a
I
good...
just didn't see quite the numbers, and it just happened in the background, and I just seen a car go flying into the outside wall. So I do apologise that for the ladies and gentlemen. But back up front, we've got an angry mob with Nicholas Welsh still out front, and a real battle between Adam Malone and Philip Howe for second place.
I'm not sure if that's Adam, Mark. I think...
Oh, just
What car number are you looking at there?
yeah, it's saying 4. So yeah, okay. My live timing might be playing up a little bit. So
At the front there we've got Phelps, Tramico, Davison, Maxfield and Tompkins in the yellow car. Noddy's very good on the super speedways in this car. As we see, the first few laps, the top 3 cars got themselves a bit of a gap, but the remaining cars behind them have sort of got their act together and formed up and drafted their way up, and now all of a sudden we've got 2x2 action, 4-5 deep here at the front for the battle, for the lead. Looks like that outside line's going to get a nice big push and run. Noddy Tompkins going straight up through the middle, make it 3 wide.
yeah, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I've actually have an issue with my live timing. It's showing Nicholas Welsh, Alan Malone, and Philip Howe in front, but I will try and fix that. I'll have to run off the iRacing one, and that's more correct. Is it correct with Ruben Phelps, Nobby Tompkins, and Richie Tremoko, Troy Davis, and Todd Maxfield out the front. But it's a very angry pack there, Matt. Some great races there.
Yeah.
We can see Ruben there just touching the back of Nobby to give him a bit of a hurry up, and we'll see. I think that's Noddy out there.
I've just refreshed that timing for you as well, Mark. It looks to be working okay now if you want to have a look at that again.
Yep, just got it come up. Thanks, Matt. Thank you very much. So I don't know if Noddy and Ruben are teammates in this league, but they do work very closely in and are teammates in some of the oval track stuff, like with Ant's car and Weekend Warriors. So it'd be interesting to see how Noddy goes here, working out the front with Ruben, and let's hope we don't put the jinx on him like we have done in the past in other leagues, mate.
Hopefully, yeah. We don't want to talk up any drivers too much, because when we do, they usually end up crashing.
Yeah, we definitely don't want any crashes this early. So, fuel range, I'm believing they can probably get about 60 laps out of the tank. Was that correct, Matt? That and the tyres, 40 to 45 laps.
Yeah, we believe it might be about a 40 to 45 lap range on the fuel tank. And yeah, 2 tyre sets, so the set that they've got now and 1 change of tyres.
Yeah, so definitely. So I guess you want to try and make those tyres last as long as you can. I know we were talking earlier to a couple of drivers, and they were going to try and get about 60 laps out of their tyres. So they've got a real strong run on the back end of the race to have a real good battle.
Yeah, you want to try and delay when you put those tyres onto as late as possible and get the maximum benefit out of them. Although, given that it's more like a super speedway, tyres may not be that much of a factor for them tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I just yeah, we're already starting to come up on one of those cars that were involved in that early incident on the open lap. So it'll be interesting to see how they go here down the back straight. And they are still battling hard down back, 3 and 4 wide.
seem to be pretty comfortable running 2x2 or side by side throughout the field. It's not really slowing anyone down.
No, we've got a couple of guys coming right down across the triangle, and we've got a battle royale for second place between Ruben and Todd Maxwell. And as I say that, Todd Maxwell does take second place, and Troy Davison slides up into third, and Ruben's back to fourth now on the live timing. So be very interesting. That purple car out the front there, he's actually a lap down. So, or is about to be a lap down.
I think you're on a little bit of a delay there, Mark.
Okay. Yes, I am. Sorry.
Yep. No, so Maxfield has charged to the lead. He's got Davison, his teammate, behind him.
Caution, caution, caution.
Can we see? Cars are slow. Looks like Warwick Sharp slow there. Have a look and see.
Sounds like it might have been Michael Hayes because he's just come over the radio. Oh, there it is. Let's see what happened here.
So it's already Sharp's already spinning there, so we'll go back. I'll just find Sharp and we'll focus on him and go back one frame here and just have a look and see. Looks like it's just that Benny T's car's just come up the track there. It's got a little bit of push and come up the track.
And the second hit has actually completely turned him sideways. And I say that's Michael Hayes there coming in and nowhere to go but into the side. So some heavy damage there, I'd say, on both cars. But we do have guys coming down pit lane now. So that's Todd Maxwell, Troy Davison, Ruben Phelps. All the top 10 are in pit lane. And it looks like everyone's coming in. I don't think we're going to see any tyre changes. It's way too early for that. Being lap 14 of 100, they'll top up with fuel, and that'll see them through to that 60, 65 lap mark, I'd say. Or they're very close to it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think you want to be taking your tyres at this early in the race. I think you just want to be topping up the fuel and extending that range, and then if you can make it a full fuel run on the tank, that's probably when you want to take tyres.
Yeah. Well, we've got a great battle here for road between Noddy and two of the Ruffy boys and this Rogue team. So great to see. I'd say everyone's come down their pit lane, Matt. So top off with fuel.
I think so too. Yeah. Yep. And one other thing we haven't noticed as well, that we've only just mentioned now, is it's actually a daytime race. I think all of the races we've done so far have been all at night, because with the flashing lights on pit road, we've been, saying that we should be playing Sandstorm, but yeah, it's not dark. It's daylight, so yeah, the flashing lights. It's not a disco light.
That's good because that means it doesn't hurt my eyes. So yeah, definitely. Get going, Matt. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I'm just going to make an adjustment here, just letting our viewers know that I'm just making an adjustment in the background here. So I've just put up a screen. Don't know if we're going to have sound still. Just having a few technical issues with the sound.
If it's not picking up on the Discord, mate, mine wasn't last night and sound still went out. So it's just something that we need to check every now and then. And
okay, we'll just come back and see. Just do a check.
Yeah, I've got sound on my end, mate. So it sounds like it's still getting sound out. Unfortunate for the viewers to have to listen to my voice.
Yeah, I might just do a double check. I want to make sure that we're getting sound out on the broadcast. That's all.
So I'll keep talking and talking through the race. And so where safety car lights are out, so we will go back green here with Max Hayes and Philip Marsh out front. Keep talking, and they did not come into pit lane that last caution. So safety car lights are out. It'll be interesting to see Max Hayes and Philip Marsh how far they can get on that. And they did not come into pit lane that last caution. So Max Hayes and Philip Marsh, how far they can get on that. And they did not come into pit lane that last caution. So Max Hayes and how far they can get on. And they great jump come into pit lane. See Philip Marsh and they get real taily. So unfortunate for him, he's going to get eaten up by the guys coming through. And we have Bob Maxwell in the second and Ruben Phelps back up in the third. So some hard hitters still up the front there. And we see Michael Hayes taking, Todd Maxwell. Oh, big wreck in the background. Noddy Tompkins is involved in that. Kobe Jordan.
Let's see what happened there. So I think our iRacing sound has gone very, very slow. Very, very low, sorry. So just the engine noises, so I'll keep working on that. But let's have a look and see what caused this caution. Oh, maybe it's okay. Cal, our commentator, is there watching and putting in chat. So just letting him know that, yeah, the sound of my headphones of iRacing is very, very low, but it sounds like it is okay for the stream, so that's all I was a bit worried about.
Now, I know Noddy was involved in that, Matt, so, yeah, be interesting. And all I saw was cars in the background flying up, so, don't know.
Oh, yeah, definitely cars flying.
So it looks like the black and the Kobe, is it on the outside, or no, Kobe's in behind Noddy? Oh, really Noddy had nowhere to go. The other yellow car came down, and yeah, it's just one of those things. 4 cars in the one don't go.
No, it got very squeezed up there, and yeah, unfortunately it was just a bit of a racing deal, that one. There's cars a little bit slow, it all of a sudden squeezed up to 4 wide, and then as we see there, I think the 080 of Kobe Jordan, I think it was, got quite a bit of air time and flying through the air and spinning around and losing parts, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's definitely done some big damage. So just having another look at it here.
It's this yellow one here, and then yeah, the 212, and that kind of just checks up their momentum, and then it means that yeah, 90 comes up through and it's 4 wide and just a bit of bumping and banging and.
Really, and Noddy probably shouldn't have been there, but he really had nowhere to go. He was committed to that line, and that car on the inside came up a little bit, and the 2 on the outside came down, and we could see what the results of that were.
Yeah, it's a hard one. Yeah, you've got to work out when to be able to sort of lift and you know, you've got to make that decision whether you go for that or not, because if you go for it, then unfortunately that's what can happen sometimes. Sometimes you get away with it, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, definitely. But that then brings us back to a new race leader. Todd Maxwell and Michael Hayes will start off the front row. And it looks like Troy Davis and Alex Schmidt on the second row. Ruben Phelps has dropped way down into 20th position, so I'd say he's probably come back through pit lane and topped off the fuel again, and that's what it's actually showing, Matt. So Ruben's opted to come in and top off the fuel again. Same with Kim Roffey, and Perry Akinakis has also come back down pit lane, and Jamie Nankervis. So we will go back green at the end of this. So it'll be interesting to see how those boys now go with that extra little bit of fuel on board.
It will be, yeah. Yep, they certainly got an eye to the end of the race and that one, making a pit stop with the remaining laps to make, to the end. So, looking at about that lap 60 mark, they want to try and get from here to lap 60, and then they'll, in theory, be good to go to the end on fuel.
Yep. So lights are out on the pace car, and we will go green at the end of this lap. And again, we will see if Todd Maxwell can get his good start like last time round to get him out there in front.
Yeah, he's got a teammate, Davidson, behind him as well, which means he's going to be able to link up and use that draft. And those two should be able to push out clear of the rest of the field. It's the benefit of having teammates right around you at the restart.
So we will go green here. Pace car is down low and we'll pull off. And we will be green in a matter of seconds into the restart zone there. And here Maxwell has got another great jump, and his teammate behind him, Hayes, is following. Sorry, not Hayes. Davidson is following him. So another great start for those two. Again, we've got starting to see them get a little bit of a gap out the front, and another touch on the wall there from someone. Just not quite sure who it was. It's a very big gaggle of cars there, but we've got some definite fast races up here at the front.
I would sort of keep an eye on the Sim boys and as they work their way through and see if they can get up to the front and use their numbers, strength of numbers that they've got.
Yeah, definitely.
Because those two Sim boys have cleared out the front now. They're pretty comfortable up there, and then in behind them we're starting to see some of the rogue Sim Sport guys sort of form up and start working together as well. You see the 212. Christopher Tomlin get a nice big run through the middle there. Cleared those two rogue Sim cars easily, so they might need to just think about getting onto the same line and sort of working together nose to tail to keep pushing up there.
Yeah, Tomlin's definitely got some speed in that car because he's closed up on those two cars at the front at great night, and he's actually going for a move around the outside. So
yeah, he's flying. He's absolutely flying at the moment. So that's it's really good. I don't know if it's draft or tyres or maybe not saving fuel. Maybe I'm not sure. But as we see in the background there, those rogue Sim cars are now doing a bit of bump drafting together, trying to get up there. And we saw the red one there of Smith get a nice big bump and a big run into the corner.
Definitely. Just trying to look further back in the pack there, Matt, to see what other teammates are close by.
Also, Greg Spencer tonight in my private seller 29 car, course main sponsor. Out on his own a little bit tonight because all his teammates have got a prior engagements on, and so they're all busy doing that, and so unfortunately he's soloing it tonight, so it's going to be pretty hard to find someone to work with. So he needs to sort of find another car that's not got any teammates out there and sort of try and work together with them.
Yeah, I did think I heard before the race before we went live that he was trying to make some new friends out there on the racetrack. So we'll just have to wait and see if he does hook up with anyone. We've got a great move again around the trying to go around the outside. Is the 34 car, is it? No, the 14 car of Alex Schmidt. He's actually moved up into second, and the outside's a long way around here. So they really need to form another line and try and get that outside line to work. But we can see there Ruben Phelps just trying to work out which lane he wants to be in and who he wants to work with. So bit of an interesting move there with Ruben jumping from line to line. So, but he's also got some great speed into that car too.
He does, and of course he's very strong on super speedways as well. And he just needs to perhaps maybe look at pushing the 14 clear and then sort of trying to drop down to the bottom lane himself.
Yep.
Keep looking up and down through the field, because it is always, on these tracks in this racing, there's always this side-by-side action throughout the whole field.
The back markers seem to be spread out a little bit. Although saying that, I think we've got probably 20 cars in this lead pack here before we start to see the guys really start to spread out. I see the super cheap auto car coming through there of the 51, I believe it is, Andrew Hoffman. He's trying to have another good run through the middle, making it 3 wide.
It's a very shiny paint job, that one. Very red shiny. They are close. It seems to be closing up at the front. They all sort of jamming in on each other now. And just looking at the timing data, top 15 separated by just over a second.
Christopher Tomlin is having a great battle between 8th and 9th between Michael Hayes and himself there now. So he's now made that move on Michael Hayes and up to 7th. But it's really backwards and forwards right through this top 10. One lap, as we've seen last week, one person's in front, then next lap the other person's back in front. So it's great racing, great door-to-door, nose-to-tail racing.
And they have got, it's the intensity's all of a sudden the last lap's just picked up as the pack is all closed up again up the front.
Yeah, and we're coming up.
Racing
Sorry,
hard.
They're coming up to put a lap on Noddy Tompkins. So he's moved high and out of the road, which is a good thing to see. He'll be out there just trying to get points for his team now. Just going to have a look with our rookie for the night, Matty Ray. He's down in 22nd spot, so he's come up from just over. He's come up 12 spots from the start of the race, so that's a great move for him.
Yes, of course, Matty Ray always prefers to start these races at the back, or start racing at the back. When he does qualify, he usually ends up in front as well, so he's quite happy I think he's quite happy in his first race here just to roll out from the back and sort of work his way up the field and sort of just learn what it's all about and get comfortable without getting in anyone's way.
The other problem for Matty Ray, a lot like me, mate, is the steering wheel's on the wrong side of the car for what we mainly race.
It is, yeah. You've got to, you're so used to being on that inside and looking for that line on the inside, but a little bit hard on this one, being on the right hand side.
The battle out front now is really starting to heat up with some more guys there just outside that top 10, trying to go 3 wide and make a 3 wide race of it. So interesting to see. Tyres will be starting to get a little bit warm now, so I'm not sure if the temperature of the track's dropped at all. So, but there is a little bit of cloud cover too by the look of it now. So that'll be making the track just cool down that little bit.
It's 2 degrees temperature now, so a little bit of drop. 2 degrees of track temperature, and you can do notice that when the track temperature does drop, you do pick up a little bit more grip and not so greasy sliding around. So that could be a factor. That white sort of closing up as well.
Yep. And now we have Ruben Phelps back out in front in the lead. But again, it's backwards and forwards between that outside line and that inside line. And guys still back there going 3 wide, trying to jostle and get a spot. I guess the danger here, Matt, is like if you're in that car in the centre, and a hole doesn't open up for you, you're going to get stuck there, and you're not going to be able to move anywhere. And with these, you definitely don't want to try and make a hole, because these things just have the slightest touch and it'll see them around.
Yeah, I've seen these cars though. They hold on to their draft not too bad. Like I know some of the NASCAR stuff that we broadcast and do. If you get free wide like that and you're the solo car in the middle, you just get dropped really quick. But these supercars, they're not too bad. Like if you hung out to dry in the middle, then you can kind of hold your own, a bit of side draft and stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I just see Carl's put up a message commentating in my bed, and just watch. Oh, mate, if you're good enough to commentate from your bed, you're good enough to put a mic on. So come on, get back out of here, mate.
Yeah. I mean, surgery 2 days ago is not enough of an excuse to skip on commentary duties tonight.
No, that's it.
No, of course, Carl. Yeah, he had a bit of a surgery done on Friday, and he's healing up well. And so yeah, he's just taking a bit of a break and focus on his healing up. Yeah, we look forward to getting him back soon.
That's only because you don't want to listen to my voice anymore. No, it's all good. It's good that he's back at home and already out of hospital, and going to be back with us maybe next week. So we can only hope anyway.
There was someone in the background there who really sent that car in the corner there and drifted up wide. I think they got away with it, but it was quite a dangerous move. It might have been Hayes that did it. Yeah, the 841. I sort of seen him maybe enter the corner a little bit too fast, and it pushed up towards the wall, and sort of dropped a couple of spots, but he managed to hold on to it and not hit the wall.
Yeah, definitely. Now, I'll just give a shout out to one of our other league sponsors. With it coming on winter, I know it's the weather here in Victoria's turned a little bit where I am. So if you need some heaters or anything, make sure you get out to Hot Toddy's heating installs and see them for a great great heater for winter that's coming up. And by any means that of the day we've had here, I think we may need a new heater at my place, so I might give them a call.
Oh, you might have to go to Tassie Hot Toddies, or you might want to. You might need to talk to Witcher Electrics. Maybe he might be able to wire you up a heater for you up and around the Ballarat region.
Yeah. Well, he's only 2 hours away from me, so I'm quite sure he'll travel that distance for me.
You've got decent roads, so you can get quite far up 2 hours with us.
Let's not go there.
I guarantee your roads are better than ours.
Oh, I know that. I remember a trip over there. You drive around the main highway and it turns to dirt down the back end of the island, or the North Island. So, but anyway, we've got a supercar race going on here, and Reuben Phelps has actually now got a little bit of a gap. He's only a minute gap, but he has got a fraction of a gap. And as I say that, it closes right back up again, and we're nose to tail racing with the front four.
Well, he's got a couple of those Simboys behind him, and those Simboys cars, we'll have a look at Max for his one. It's got a United Electrical branding across the front bonnet of those cars and the back window. Of course, that's another one of these series sponsors, United Electrical. But yeah, those Simboys cars, they know what they're doing on these super speedways, so Reuben will be quite comfortable there. He'll know that he's got a couple of really good super speedway racers and behind him. Even though this track is not a super speedway, but it's racing like one.
So as we're coming to we've just started lap 39. It's interesting to see that most of these guys have still got probably 15 to 16 laps left in the tank. So it'll be interesting to see who's going to jump first and come down pit lane so they're going to get the half race distance on this tank, at least. So it'd be interesting to see who decides to throw that fresh rubber on, or whether they'll just take some fuel and try and stick on these tyres to have that good strong set at the rear end of the race.
I personally, I think it was me. If it was going green, you're going to do green flag pit stop. I'd probably just be inclined to do fuel only. I don't think the tyres are going to play that much of a factor, and we're bound to see some late race cautions as the aggression goes up with this pack racing. So yeah, I would maybe chuck the tyres on then.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see who does what though. Like I know there's some guys in this field that are really
Oh,
good. At,
oh, and in saying that, we're seeing a big wreck behind. That will bring out a caution. So just as I
so
was saying that, I just saw it looked like Steve Hobbit got hooked somehow and put into the wall and went airborne. So we'll have a look and see if we can find out what's happened. Um,
I guess the question is, does anyone jump now and do the tyres? But as you said, Matt, I probably wouldn't. It's too early in that race.
yeah, I personally wouldn't grab tyres. I think it's still too early with over half distance. I don't think the tyre's going to matter that much. So we see here Steve Hobbit get quite a bit of airtime as well. Oh, and the 29er Spencer's got involved in a rollover as well.
Definitely not a night for Pinnacle
No,
Esports.
only one car out there, and he's been wrecked. But I think Greg's going to be alright because it actually looks pretty cool. He did a rollover and kept on going. So um, let's have a look and see. We can see what happened here to Greg. Nowhere to go. Gets turned. See the 29. The My Private Seller main sponsor series car does a rollover. Gets a bit of damage. Keeps going.
I really hope he hasn't broken my bottles of wine that he's got in the boot.
If you had any bottles of wine in the car there, they might be a bit mixed up or a bit now, a bit broken. Maybe he's mixing a drink in there and that's how he's mixing it.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll tell you what, Matt. I know I've been and looked at that website, and they have a great range of red, white, and fortified wines. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're a wine drinker, it's well worth taking a look at the web page for My Private Sellers.
Yeah, if you can, if you're in the market for getting some wine, just check them out and see if you can, purchase off them and just help them out because, great sponsors helping out, sponsoring some racing series. And if we can, we always try and look out for each other and use each other's services and stuff. So, yeah, if you're in the market for some wine and you can use them, it'll be really good.
So I think what we might do on that next restart, Matt, is we might jump on the guy, whoever ends up in third or fourth, or maybe even fifth, and just see his restart from the cockpit, and just let the ladies and gents that tuning in see what type of view they have from a race restart.
That sounds like a good idea. I think, man, I'm wondering if we should go back a little bit. I'll pick a driver and we'll jump on board with him at the restart.
Okay, any, meeny, miny, mo.
I'm thinking we might go with the fifth place car, the 777 of Dwayne Press. So third car on the inside lane. We'll jump on with him and have a look and then watch the restart from his point of view.
All right, and if he wrecks, it's your fault. Okay.
It's your fault for suggesting the idea. Although no, it looks like he's going to be starting sixth, I think. Yeah, we'll jump on board with him now. So yeah, if anything happens to him now, Mark, it's all on you.
Thanks very much. I won't say anything because he isn't a Ford and I am a chef man, so or Holden man, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm very gun shy to talk up a driver and then talk about how good they're doing after the last Wednesday night. If you weren't watching last Wednesday night, I think it happened about 3 or 4 times. I was praising a driver and said they were having a really good run and talking about them, and then they literally something would happen to them. They'd crash and they'd wreck out, and it happened about 3 or 4 times. It was definitely a curse. But they're
Oh,
about to go back green flag racing here.
so I've got another camera view, so I can talk through the start. But Alex Schmidt has got another great start, and by the look of it, same as Dane Peace. He's got a great run outside there.
Oh! It's gonna be a big wreck.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've seen it. It's all Matt's fault. We had a great bird's eye view of that wreck there. So,
yeah.
very, very damaged car there. Think he's not maybe over with the amount of smoke there.
Yeah, it's not looking promising, that's for sure. Let's see what happened here. Oh, so the road car up in front, I think he's got on the apron.
Yeah, he's got on that steam, and it's just thrown him up.
Get a better view. I can see it from here. So that white 94, he's just coming up the track, got into the other car there. Priest is just no fault of his own, and then just got taken out, and we've seen cars flying through there.
I do believe that was Matty Ray there in that first SRM car, and he has done what he normally does, and has avoided getting involved in that. But unlucky for Dane Priest. So who's our next victim?
I don't know. It's like we'll have a look here at Matty Ray, and you see the wreck's gone up there, and everyone's ducked down low. Matty Ray, Ruben Phelps has just hooked it right down bottom and done really, really well.
Ruben's hard on the brakes. He's got everything locked up there. He's so lucky.
Oh, they've done a really good job there. Look, has taken to the grass, but no, they've done a really good job saving that.
Who's that one backwards there? He obviously he's gotten loose and turned himself around. Jamie. Jamie's got him, has he? Is that Jamie?
Not too
Unfortunate.
Sure. Just still trying to recover, and unfortunately just tagged the car. So yeah, maybe they're still trying to recover it, and it's just give them a little bit of a spin. Shouldn't hopefully be too much damage to both cars. And we'll jump back live and see how we're going now. Will there any takers for pit road?
I didn't see anyone down, and the timing screen only shows Michael Hayes.
I think there's a few cars that have come in. They're either getting damage repaired or they're going to top up the fuel.
Yep, sorry, it's just refreshed, and it shows just about everyone in pit lane. That's Tristan Scott's car there.
Yeah.
Flashing away.
Getting damage repaired, I think.
Yep.
Wow. So, yeah, the action's definitely livened up quite a bit now with racing intensity picked up and wrecks going on. So, yeah, I would think. I don't know. I don't know whether I would personally put tyres on now. I mean, you're almost halfway anyway. By the time we go back, you're going to be pretty much 48, 49 laps.
Yeah, I kind of I don't think I would have. I'd probably be holding out in the hope of another caution. But in saying that too, Matt, if we don't get another caution, it's going to hurt you because you're going to have to pit on the green flag.
And we think it's 40 to 45 laps, but we haven't confirmed how many laps they can get on a tank of fuel and under draft as well. So I don't know if they're going to be able to switch to 53 laps or 52 laps.
But the other thing too, Matt, is rolling around under these cautions. A lot of these guys, and it's unfortunate we can't get a footwell shot, because I know some of these guys will be clutching or turning the car off and rolling around, especially if they're going to try and get home on this tank.
I just think it's too far out if you're having to really save for the whole run. I just don't know if it's going to be worth it. The time you might lose trying to save fuel versus the time it takes to come in and just get a splash.
And we're going to
about to go green again.
And I'm going to point out that we've got our only American driver in the field, Derek Jacobs, there sitting in a 5th spot. Great start from Alex Schmidt in the 14.
Oh yes, Derek Jacobs there in the Vegas Knights car, I think it is.
Yep.
The ice hockey team.
And we're back pretty wide there with Derek and the Simboys cars.
I think they're pretty settled at the front at the moment. They're just 2x2 and settling into the run.
But
certainly thinned out of it.
Yeah. I believe that first orange or greeny yellow car up the top there is Ruben Phelps. So he's on a hard charge and he's using that high line and drops back into that top line behind the 18, and I think that 18 is Jamie Nankervis.
Yep, that's right.
Yep. Sorry, it's just used to so many guys having certain numbers in the NASCAR leagues that they run, and we call. So normally Carl takes the lead commentary, and yeah, but we'll get there, and hopefully by next week I'll be up to date and sort it out. But that inside line, Matt, that is a freight train there at the moment.
Yeah, they're doing pretty good. Ruben's been pretty aggressive at the top. He wants to get to the front of that line, but it's costing them a little bit in performance and draft. As we see, the top 3 cars are kind of moved up, so they try and kill that run a little bit.
Yep, and Jamie's done the smart thing. He's dropped down into that line, and he now is in.
Yeah, that top line needed to work together a bit longer to get up to the front there. But in saying that, one of the Rogue Sim Sport cars, the 144 of Perrier and Stackers, has pulled out and he's going to jump up on the back there, and Ruben's got a nice big round and drops down to the bottom.
Perry won't be happy with that. We've although Alex has jumped back up in the top and going to work with Perry, and Ruben is now clear leader of this race. But for how long? I'd say a lap or two before the other guys start to close in on him again and give him some more grief.
Yeah, it looks like Ruben sort of timed it to perfection. He sort of held off, then got a real big draft and suck up, and then it just fired and past those 2 other cars. So, yeah, really good job there.
Yeah. I know the other week Ruben got a Hail Mary win. He stuck it down the middle of the 2 lanes, and he actually got a blinder of a run and came through for the race win. So he'll be hoping for another race win here tonight and moving further up in the points.
He will be, yeah. I've just seen something in the background there, which is a little bit of a concern. There's a lapped car coming up, and they're running 3 wide.
Yeah, so I heard over the race radio that he was going to stay high. So that's Greg Spence.
Oh, Greg Spencer and the microphone Silicate sponsor car there. So he's probably got a bit of wine jostling around or rolling around on the floor from all those broken bottles from that overturn he did.
I don't think the scrutineers will be real happy, but we're coming up on another lap car, the 841 car of Michael Hayes, who is now 2 laps down. So an early race contender, and unfortunately a few mishaps, and it's seen him way back down in 22nd spot.
Yeah, there's a few broken and battered cars out there now. That's only 17 cars on the lead lap at this stage.
So we might just run through our retirements. We've got the 777 car of Dane Priest behind the wall, the 0 to 22 car of Nicholas Welsh, the 173 of Peter Matheson, Adam Malone and Steve Hoppert, and I'm not sure if Jarrett Daly took the green flag, but they are all retirements from the race so far. And as Matt just saying, we have uh, 17 cars on the lead lap because Greg Spence is a lap down now.
Yeah, it's a little bit awkward at the front there. Oh, and
Oh,
we managed to hold it.
unfortunate there. Derek just checked up that little bit, and Jamie had nowhere to go but into the back of him. But that's racing, and he's been able to continue on. We've got the red car of Tristan Koch, I believe, on the low line there, slowing.
So Tristan is 6 laps. He might have quite a bit of damage, and he's just getting up to speed. I think he might have been in the pits, but he's 6 laps down on the leaders. It was a bit awkward up the front there, passing that lap car. That lap car was kind of a little bit of no man's land, really. Like, it wasn't very high, and it was still kind of in the middle of the track, and it sort of made it difficult for the leading pack to get around. So yeah, we saw a little bit of a check up there, and then unfortunately Jacobs just got a little bit of a tap and sent him into a half spin, and he managed to save it and get back, and he's still running, although a 12th spot now, I think he is. Yeah, so it was a good save, but it's all just a little bit awkward, that.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely don't want to touch guys, but unfortunately, it does happen from time to time. And I've just seen up in the front, we are coming up to another lap car, Matt. So a purple one. I just can't see the number. He's jumped right down below the low line on the infield. The 099 car, I believe it is, of Kim Roffey.
Yes, he's done a really good job there. He's just got way out of the way. So yeah, he's the 18th place car. And looking very beat up car, that one. So things are heating up again up the front here. Two Rogue Supersport cars Stuckers on the outside there, just trying to work together, but struggling a little bit against the cars on the bottom there. 3 or 4 cars sort of moving together, and that seems to be enough speed to keep them in front of those outside cars.
Yeah, we've got, as you said, the Sim Boys there. We've got Jamie Near Curvis, for everything simulated. Just trying to see who else is in there. I can see one of the 212 of Christopher Tomlin for Inside Lane Esports. So Jamie, Christopher and Ruben, they're the only one up there in that front group that hasn't got a teammate around them. So it's going to be hard going for them, especially if these guys can line up with other teammates.
So they've closed up again up the front. It seems to be the trend that every stint it starts off with the front group sort of 2 or 3 cars sort of just breaking away a little bit, and then the pack spreads out. But then as the run goes on, and we're about 11 to 12 laps into this run now, green flag, they all sort of close up again, and so now we've got about 6, 7 deep and 2 wide.
And we're coming up to 38 laps to go. So I know if anyone didn't take their tyres, it's definitely looking for a caution around now, and then they'll put that fresh set of rubber on and be good to go to the end.
Yeah, I think we're just in a holding pattern now. We're just burning that fuel down, and I guess everyone's kind of sort of hoping for another caution, but they don't want to be the caution. They don't want to be part of the caution.
No, coming up on 2 lap cars too, so
see if they can sort of.
And this is definitely not what you want to see, Matt, with one of them on the high line and one of them on the low line.
It's not looking promising.
Might jump on board Ruben quickly.
I
know they've done well. I was just going to say, if they stay too wide, it'd be worth jumping on and seeing how these boys get through it. But it looks like these other two have gone high, although the 222 car is probably mid to high, and he's trying to stay there. But yeah, it's the boys have got past him okay, or getting past him now.
Yeah, as you see now, Curtis sort of drift up a little bit there off corner exit.
That lap car's trying to hold that line down, and that is definitely not the thing to be doing on basically a super speedway, because if you have a wreck there, it's going to take all the back half of that field out.
Yeah, I think there's plenty of track available to you there, and you don't want to mess, with the rest of the leaders now, and so you want to use it, get right up onto the wall as close as you can and as safely as you can without hitting it, and give those leaders plenty of room. And you want to be giving them a little bit extra room on corners anyway, because these cars could get a little bit aero tight on the front, so they lose a bit of aero downforce on the front and they push up the track with understeer. So you want to give them a little bit extra room and to allow, just in case that happens.
Yeah, Ruben's doing really, really well here, just holding those roughy boys off. Or the rogue, sorry, I should say.
Boys, there's plenty of roughies around. I need to look into that, because I think there's about 4 or 5 of them. So it's be interesting to see what the relationship between all of them. But those 2 rogue sim sport cars at the front there, Ruben's just holding them off. He's just getting just enough of a push from Maxfield, and that it's Davison, sorry, and the Sim Boys car behind him.
Yeah, I've lost live timing at the moment, so I'm not quite sure who's where, and I'm just trying to work off the iRacing one at the moment.
I think if you hit refresh on the page, it might, because it does tend to time out sometimes if you have to hit refresh on it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not coming up for me. I'll close it down in a minute now, try and reopen it again, but we'll concentrate on this. I've got the little timing and everything for my racing, so I'll stick with that at the moment. Very, very tight. The top 12 cars are separated by a second. So some great racing again, Matt, as we always see. A little bit of a squirrel there, and to have 12 cars within a second of each other, that's pretty hard racing.
Yeah, you can throw a blanket over the top 12, as they say.
But
it's good to see they're all pretty settled at the moment. Just happy to be 2x2.
Yeah, the guys are coming up there on Tristan. By the look of it, he may go high, but he was shaping up to. I just heard over the radio that he's going below the yellow line. So you can see him there below the yellow line. He'll let that lead pack go past. The next car that they're coming up to is Kobe Jordan. And Kobe definitely won't give these guys any grief. He's been around long enough to know when he's licked, and he'll just give them a free run. And by the look of it, he's staying, or he was staying high, but he may be going to do the same thing as Tristan. But in saying that, he moves back up track to give him the bottom of the track.
He might have a little bit of time. I'm not sure what the gap is. The leader's catching him now. that car's looking pretty good after 30 minutes of repairs. Of course, he was involved in one of those first big crashes, and yeah, we had a message come through that it was 10 minutes required repairs and 20 minutes optional. So they've done pretty well, because I think that car was missing a bonnet and a bumper and everything before. So they've chucked it all back on.
When he rolled away from that first accident, he had no bonnet, no bumper, and I actually even think he may have been missing the boot lid too. So they've done well for 30 minutes of repairs to get that car looking as good as it is.
Yeah, they have indeed. He's still got quite a bit of pace on his own. Like we've been watching him for a while here with the leaders chasing him down, but they've only just now kind of getting on to the back of him.
And the car just in front of him is the 444 of Philip Marsh. So he's dropped. Oh, that's dangerous. Drop down below the line there in turns 3 and 4 to give him a clean run. Definitely a battle. We're now with 30 laps to go. So I'm going to ask you the question, mate. Who you putting your money on?
Oh, who do you want to see crash? Because that's pretty much that. Whoever I say is we're going to have a good run, or we're going to follow, it's probably going to have a bad ending to their night.
I just seen Nobby Tompkins back out there too, after his repairs in a nice straight car. So it was good to see Noddy back out there. He's 14 laps down, so good to see him get back out there and get some points.
Just thinking, I've got to think it's got to be. I keep thinking it's going to be one of these teammate guys. So it's going to be either a Rogue Sim Sports guy or a Sim Boys guy who's going to win this race, because of just the teamwork, strength in numbers. But seen that not work before in the past, so yeah.
But we also might see some uncool heads there, and see the boys decide to want to race each other and take each other out. But I can't see the Sim boys doing that, and I don't know enough about the Rogue boys. So, but Perry Akinakis there, I've raced him a few times, and I know he can be a cool head when it comes down to this. So, yeah, I kind of sort of hoping either the 06 or the 18 gets the win, but I think you may be right. I think it may be one of those Rogue or Simboy cars.
So I just we're hoping to have another guest commentator come in, but doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. So that's right. It'll be me and you, Mark, to the end.
Okay. That second row, that Perry's car is getting very taily there in that draft that we've just seen down the back straight. So I don't know if he's taken his tyres.
No, of course, if they've been if no one's taken tyres, they're a good 75 laps into it now on these tyres.
$26 laps to go. I'm still just trying to work some fuel sums out, Matt. I'm not sure everyone's going to be able to make it home, especially with such a hard green flag run we've had. So as we see, one of the Rogue boys just get up in front of Ruben there, but Ruben's fought back on the inside and taken the lead back yet again. And it's good to see all these lap cars staying high.
Yeah, they just need to get a little bit higher, give a little bit of room, but there's only 2 wide, so yeah, they can give plenty of room on the third line.
Some very aggressive lane switching there, but so what the 14's done is tried to probably get down in front and just hold Ruben back just that little bit to allow Akinakis to get a run on that outside, but it's definitely not working because Ruben's not having any of it.
No. So if they just change the lane that they're running now, but yeah, it sort of splits up those two teammates, and we'll see Ruben get a really big run down the back here.
Look, I can see Ruben and Jamie Nankervis teaming up. Maybe just that little bit. But Jamie will definitely try and get under the back of Ruben and give him a push. But Jamie will want to try and come to that final lap or so and get a run on Ruben. So, but in saying that too, if any of these guys have got to get in and take fuel, it's going to change everything up, and it's going to hurt one of them or a few of them if they have to take fuel. Very aggressive driving there from the 14.
Ooh,
you
yeah,
see him right under the back of Phelps.
Just trying to look for a way to get around Phelps, I think. On the low line, but here we go.
Oh, he's in.
Phelps is
so
in.
Ruben definitely could not make the end.
Right, so they're in. Matty Gray and Derek Jacobs as well. They're all in for a splash, I'd say. Keep an eye on Ruben here and just see if he how long he's up on the jacks for.
Alex Schmidt is in this lap. Perry and Akinakis is in this lap.
So of course, if you could get the tyres at the same time as fuel and not take longer, then I would grab tyres.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would just be getting a splash of fuel. So Ruben was stationary for 19 seconds there, so I think it's going to be a splash to get to the end.
Yeah, it normally takes a little bit longer for tyres.
Yeah, I think it's about 30 seconds for a normal tyres and fuel stop.
Yeah.
As we see, so there's Perry, he's sitting in there.
So that's given the race back to Troy Davidson. By the look of it, yes. And I'd say Todd Maxwell's in second there and Jamie Nankervis in third. So it's be interesting to see if these guys can make it home on the fuel they've got.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be making it home on fuel. I just think they're going to be running a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I believe that these guys, Jamie Nankervis in this lap. I just heard him call.
And
1, 2, and 3. Yep, 1, 2, and 3 are in.
So I think they managed to save a couple extra laps just being in the draft, because I know Ruben was obviously out the front. He would have been burning a bit more fuel, so some boys of Davidson and Maxwell would have been just sitting in the draft there and saving a little bit, and that's probably why there's a difference in a couple of laps.
Now this is going to be interesting to see where these boys come out, because both lots of cars that over the two separate pit services had both clean laps.
Now, but you just to see if they're taking a splash of fuel or tyres or not, because I think looking at the pit stop data, fuel only seems to be around about a 20-second stop, and tyres seems to be around about a 29 to 30 seconds for tyres and fuel. And I think everybody's just taking a splash of fuel because it's green.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see, and maybe that's a question to stick down for the notepad, whether the boys did take tyres in that stop under that last caution, or whether some of them stayed out there on that one set.
I have to investigate a way if we can find out the tyres are taken, because it would definitely make a big difference into what we're looking at and seeing and thinking about. As we see those three cars that put it there together, Davison, Mancuvis and Maxfield, sort of just getting up to speed now. They are 6th and 7th. So Warwick Sharp and the 222 has taken over the lead of the race. But he's off sequence.
Yeah, he pitted early, didn't he? Or no, he must have pitted later.
Well, I think he was involved in one of those last crashes. And so that kind of has put him off on a different strategy. He's done 35 laps in the stint. So I don't think he'll have enough to get home. So he's, caution comes out, he'll be in a pretty good spot. Although, most cars behind him probably won't pit again. But Peter Gretton's actually taken over the lead of the race in the 831. Let's have a look at that one. Yeah, in the Holden Chevy Foxtel car.
Just hear a little bit of chatter on the radio, but I can't quite make it out. I've turned it down a little bit too low.
Mm-hmm.
That's annoying when you want to know what's going on, but you can't hear it.
So looking at the data for Peter Gretton, he's done a really, really good job. He has pitted. He is on the same pit sequence as everybody else who was up the front before. He's come in. He's only been stationary in the box for 16 seconds, so that's where he's managed to get the jump and get back up to the front. So he's just taken on probably a lot less fuel than what other people had. But we're just seeing now that yellow car, that's Ruben Phelps, he's catching up. And behind them is Davison and Jacobs and Nankervis. And I think Warwick Sharp is, so he was off sequence, so he's come in now to get a pit stop and get his fuel to get to the end. As we see Phelps up to the front here, looking to go past Gretton for first.
Now the 080 car is a lap car. The yellow car there too is Nigel Tompkins. He's a lap down. So they won't be playing part of this unless they get involved with these front runners and get a tangle.
Yeah, Noddy would be if he can get into a position, he'd be wanting to just help out his teammate Phelps or Matty Ray. The draft, as we see, Phelps is really going low, trying to get that pass done.
Very dangerous doing that, because if it been down that low, trying to come back onto the track, he could have got loose and turned around, and that would have been the end of his race. Noddy really needs to be careful. He definitely doesn't want to touch the back of Jamie or anyone out up the front. Yes, I understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to get there to try and help Ruben, but he's got to be careful not to touch any of these guys, because that will definitely wreck their race, and there will definitely be some unhappy drivers.
13 seconds to go. We're going to start to see a bit of action now. It's heading up the front here. Only 2 drivers out of this group are teammates that will work together. Everybody else is looking at for themselves up there. Let's have a look and see where Perrier status are. They're sitting in centre 9, so they're just in that other group a little bit further back.
Well, look at the front of that Jamie car. He's carrying some damage on the left front, so that'll be hurting him a little bit. And as we say that, we've got Ruben Phelps back out in the lead of the race. So, but Gretton's still not giving up, and neither is Derek Jacobs.
They're all pushing pretty hard now.
11 to go, and it's the gloves are off. can see in the background there, Kobe Jordan with the headlights on. Well, just to, he's now joined up and trying to push that outside line together.
Green's done a really good job out the front here.
Yep.
Ruben's trying everything he can to try and get past him. Oh, I see. So Kobe on the back there, he can help out Jacobs as well, because he has a teammate, Jacobs.
Yeah, thanks Sarah. If you got Derek as part of that team, yeah.
So Phelps has given Green a real big bump draft there. Push. Yeah, it's heating up a little bit here at the front. I think Ruben's getting a little bit frustrated. He just can't seem to find a way to get past. Green's doing a really good job of keeping in that lead.
And unfortunately, we're going to lose Kobe out of this front group. He's got to come in the pit lane. I've just heard him call it. So Derek's there by himself, but Jamie will try and work with Derek. And again, we see Ruben trying to get down real low and Paul's threatening into making a mistake.
Yeah, this is heating up a little bit here. I think we're going to see another caution. We might see it come from this front group because it's getting pretty aggressive here. We've seen Davison sort of doing the smart thing, just trying to stay up high and out of the way, and they do have a sort of a bit of a wreck.
I think we'll see these two Sim boys join up and probably try and run that high line. But again, Ruben's moved to that outside line to try and stop that from happening. And the two boys
there we go. Tompkins gets stopped.
Caution. Are we going to go caution?
Still
no,
green.
we stay green. I think that may have been Jamie just catching.
Not sure what's happening there. Just come on here. Maybe JB's to come down, but he's not clear. Not sure what's happened there, but yeah, no, he's got turned into the wall there. He's got down out of harm's way, and we've stayed green.
Yeah.
Kobe. Yeah, Kobe was off sequence on the pits, so he had to come in and grab space to be able to make it to the end. So he'll stay out of the way, but he'll probably look at trying to tag on the back here and get in behind Jacobs there, and then try and give him a big push and work through the pack. And
well, as we come across the strike this time by, it's only 5 laps to go, so these guys are going to have a hell of a race for 5 laps. And really, Matt, we just don't know where or what's going to happen here.
No, and there is other battles going on as well throughout the field, but we just we just sort of focused on that front battle for the lead. So you can sort of see there is a second pack, the top 6, and then you've got about 4 seconds back to a second pack, which is running 3 wide as well, as we see here. Matty Ray at the top with 3 wide, so they're going pretty hard as well. These guys back here.
I can tell you, Matt, that Ruben has dropped off. He's now back into 4th place. And Jamie Nankervison has come up to 2nd. So we've missed something there.
Yeah, Ruben might have been pushing pretty hard there. I remember that bump drafting.
Caution!
Oh, that's going to set us up for a green white checker. Just trying to see if we can find.
There's a car on the infield there. I just missed the number.
Maybe Richie Jeremico. Let's have a look. He's definitely in the infield.
Oh, he's definitely just lost their rear end and
Mm.
turned down onto the grass, trying to keep it under control. And once you get on the grass in these things, you're just a passenger.
Yeah, it didn't look too good there, does it?
Oh, there's something going on up front here with Ruben and Noddy. Accident by the look of it. Ruben has got jumped on the brakes and turned himself around and got into the back of Noddy. So yeah, back to that accident. Unfortunate. It's not been a great night for him. Obviously, it's his second or third accident. But back up front, we got Peter Grattan and Jamie Nankervis on the front row for the restart.
Yeah. Oof. That looked awkward.
Yeah.
That looked pretty weird, and so they've come up behind the pace car and checked up, and Ruben's locked up and gone sideways, and Noddy's locked up and come sideways, and
Yeah.
Dave just,
How much damage has that done to Ruben?
yeah.
Just
Visually, it
just.
looks like not much, but yeah, there could be a little bit of damage that's going to affect the aero on that now. Yeah, all a little bit awkward and weird, that one. And I don't think we had any takers for pit road. I think everyone's gassed up to the end. No one really needs tyres, or they might not have tyres.
It'll be a big ask though to go in now on a green white checker and put tyres on. I think if anyone did that, it'd hurt them more than help them.
Yeah, especially
Because
if you're
you
looking out the
buried.
front and you see the top 6 or 7 cars don't pull into pit lane. You're like, well, I might have fresh tyres, but I'm going to have to pass, probably 10 cars in 2 laps.
So my timing screen's telling me it's Peter Gretton, Jamie Nankervis, Troy Davidson, Ruben Phelps, Derek Jacobs, our American driver, Todd Maxfield, Andrew Hoffman, Ash Nasser, Matty Ray up in 9, and Christopher Tomlin is top 10. So that'll be a great result for Matty Ray if he can stay up in that top 10 or get further up.
But yeah, have a good solid run for his first run in these cars.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really good to see. Like, I don't think we spoke about Peter all night.
No.
And that last pit stop, he just pulled off a blinder of a pit stopping, great strategy, and worked out and popped up in front of the pack, and he's been able to hold on to it. So it's been really awesome.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what you like to see too, is someone that can just slide under the radar and pop up and really have a great run for the night.
Yeah, I love seeing when different alternative strategies and stuff work. So yeah, I really like to see that sort of thing happen. Let's see if we can hold on to it.
Yep, definitely. Got a tough outside line there with Nankervis, Phelps, and Maxwell. But you've got Davidson on that inside, and the pace car pulls off, and we will be going back green. See who can get the start. What they've really got to be careful here on old tyres is not to spin it up. And Gretton gets a great start on that inside line, and Jamie missed the start. It's bogged down on him. So, and Ruben straight to the outside to try and put a move on. And Jacobs on the inside. So that's definitely gloves off. So if we get the white flag this time by, we will see a checkered flag.
Davison's got a massive run off the corner exit there, but Gritton's going to do got the top end speed's going to hold on, and the other 4 cars have now jumped into the party. So those front 2 kind of got too far out in front of the pack and sort of lost a bit of a draft and push. So that's allowed the whole pack to just close up to them really, really quick as we go one more lap.
So if we do see a wreck here, ladies and gentlemen, the race will get a checkered flag. There will be no more caution.
So who can get a big run down this back straight here and slingshot off the corner?
We've got guys in the wall in the background. So this is going to be a photo finish. It's going to be very close, although Ruben's dropped back a little bit. So, Jamie's got to be very careful here.
Well, I think there was a car, Tomlin, I think it's sideways in the background, and...
It's too close. That who got second? We can see Peter definitely got second. But who? Sorry, first. But who crossed the line? And
Davison and Curvis.
Yep, very good, well done. And Ruben just couldn't get that run. Oh, I'm hearing on the radio, Derek Jacobs ran out of fuel.
Oh no. He's dropped down to 14th on the end of that.
So what a race. Another great finish here for the Australasian Supercar eSeries. I just can't believe it, mate. Every time we get to do these races, they are getting closer and closer, and battles right throughout the field. So great though for Peter to slide under the radar and grab the race win for round 7 of my private sellers.
Yeah, that was a really impressive win there. That's yeah, what a great job. So we're just gonna watch him do his victory burnouts. And the ZB Camaro.
And I dare say from the little room right here, excuse me, is that we may see the next gen, the current gen's car V8 supercars by the end of the year. So that will be interesting to see if that does happen, to how close the racing gets here at the Australasian Super eSeries.
It will be, yeah. Yep, gonna make these cars obsolete again, unfortunately. But I think what we'll do is we'll run through the results if we like.
Yeah, I might let you do that, Matt. Yep.
Perfect, and I'll let you do the interviews. All right, so first place was that Peter Gretton and there. Troy Davison second, Damien Curvis third, Ruben Phelps, Todd Maxfield, Andrew Hoffman, Maddie Ray in 7th, Ash Nesser in 8th, Alex Smith in 9th, and Perry Anastakis in 10th. In 11th place, Ross Cheatham, Evan Horswell, Shane Ruffy, Derek Jacobs, and Christopher Tomlin in 15th, Warwick Sharp in 16th, Michael Lader in 17th, Joseph Granshaw, Michael Hayes, and Greg Spencer rounding out the top 20. 21st was Kim Ruffy, then Tristan Koch, Mick Rush, Noddy Tompkins, Philip Marsh, Andy Barber, Kobe Jordan, Richie Jamaico, Dwayne Press, and Peter Matson. Well, that says he was in 31st. Nicholas Walsh was actually 30th, and Peter Matson was 31st. Adam Malone was 32nd, then Steve Hoppett 33rd, Aaron Dillon 34th, Gerald Daly in 35th, and I don't think Philip Howe took the grid. Or I think he had technical issues on the grid.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I don't recall him taking the green.
I do remember him. Yeah, as they were gridding up and peeling off, there was an issue. I think he was there and then he wasn't. So I think he had technical issues. So he didn't do any laps, unfortunately. How are we looking for interviews there?
Having a look now.
See if we can go back and find our finish.
So we've got the top. We've got the third place and second place there at the moment. So we might pull up Mr. Jamie Nankervis, third place getter for tonight. Jamie, welcome to the booth and congratulations, third place, mate.
Hey boys, how we going? That was a bit of fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely was, mate. You kind of slid under the radar for a lot of the race, and then you didn't really come on our radar until probably 40 to go, where we seen you creep up into that top 5 or 6.
Exactly right, mate. There's no use being up there on the old rubber. Wait till we put the new rubber on and then come through the field.
So I've got to ask, when did you take that rubber?
Yeah, about 30, 25 laps from the end.
Yeah, okay. So it looks like most of the boys did that, like what we thought would happen, run that tank right to the bone dry and stick that fresh rubber up. Some great battles there. Seen some nice little bumps between people and some good rubbing. Not something that you usually see in the V8s though.
V8, you can get away with a bit more in the V8. It doesn't seem to damage the car too much. It doesn't. I had a minute's worth of damage on the car there at one stage or through that whole race, and it didn't slow it down at all. So it doesn't affect it as much as it does the Cup car, for example.
Yeah, fair enough. So was the tyre? We kind of got a hint that the tyre wear wasn't going to be a great factor tonight. So how was the tyre wear tonight for these here at this non-super speedway?
I got the warning. My left rear was down to 50% at about that 65, 70 lap mark. So I was pushing the left rear pretty hard all the race. So yeah, it was fine. I reckon you probably could have, if you had to, you could have run that whole race with the one set of tyres, and there wasn't a lot of drop off. There was no real difference in the tyre from new to old.
Yeah, righto. That's good to know. Well, mate, you've had some bad luck at the start of the season, but it looks like it may be starting to change for you with this third place.
Yeah, end of the day, it was a bit of fun. I stuffed up that last lap on turn 3 and 4 there and just sort of washed up a little bit, sort of wondering whether I should jump out and try to go around the outside. But as soon as I did, I lost all my pace. So that was a bit of fun. That's all it is. So that's good.
I've got to ask you, that last restart, the car seemed to bog down a little bit, or did you just miss the go?
Second gear, I probably should have been in first. I'd like to know what the leaders did on that. It'd be interesting to find out. But no, definitely I was second gear, and it just did feel like it bogged right down. It just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, well, we may be able to ask Troy that, but we haven't seen our race winner, Peter Gretton, as yet. So, yeah. Well, mate, again, congratulations on third place. It's good to see you turn your luck around a little bit here tonight. And before we let you go, shout out and love to sponsors and supporters.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, guys. I'd just like to thank Everything Simulated on Facebook. If you're looking for some mecha pedals and shifters, they have got top range European pedals and shifters there, and Lucas Oils. Thank you very much.
No worries, mate. We'll see you back next week. But we'll also see you in action tomorrow night, maybe in the NASCAR trucks and through the week.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Jamie. Thanks for your time, mate. All right, we'll grab up second place getter, Mr. Troy Davidson. Welcome to the booth, Troy, and congratulations on second place.
Yeah, cheers, Mark. Yeah, it's a good fun race, and I was talking to Ruben in the green room there, and yeah, sort of we all commended each other on some good clean racing, and right to the last lap, it's sort of it was good, good clean race pretty much the whole race actually.
Yeah, it was great racing. You had your teammate thereabouts with you most of the race. We actually thought it would be one of the teammates between you guys and Rogues Sim Sports that would get the win, but Peter Gretton just slid under the radar and was able to take that win tonight.
He did, Pete. He had a good drive, and because when it was about when we all pitted under the green, and I've seen Pete amongst the mix. I sort of hadn't seen much of him during the night, and I thought he must have still had a couple of laps before he was going to pit. And then I realised he was on the same, sort of strategy as us, or, on the lead lap. And yeah, he held his line, and there was no getting past. Like, it was a little bit hard to work the outside line tonight to make a move. You sort of needed some good cars around you to work together. But hats off to him. He drove a really good race.
Yeah, we've seen Ruben get very aggressive there towards the end of the race with swapping lanes, trying to help get the push from the outside lane. Then you guys would get the run on the inside, and you jump back down and try and get a run from there. Very, very good racing though from everyone in that top 10.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of respect tonight, and when you're sort of going through the race like that, and you can feel a bit of respect amongst everyone, it just gives you confidence to race, bumper to bumper, and side panels against each other without sort of some stupid stuff happening. And I sort of, that last green white checker, I got a run on Pete, and my plan was to stick behind him right up until the green, and then try to go on the apron underneath him because I knew it'd be hard work to get past him in the position he was in, and down low there. And I got a really good run on him on the back straight, and it was all too much for me. And I went out wide on him, and then got hung out to dry, I think, through 3 and 4. And I thought, I've just stuffed me race here. But luckily, I think Jamie made a move or something. I managed to get back down there, and there was a move to be made on the outside tonight. But it was just, you just had to have a good run with some cars around you, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Well, mate, I've got to ask, did you have another set of tyres? Like, I know we only have 2 sets in this series. Did you run the whole race on the one set, or did you take that second set at that, I think it was around 40 to go with that last caution?
Nah, it was interesting because me and Toddy come 5th, I think. He went tyres with roughly about 50 or whatever to go, whatever it was, and was umming and ahhing, and I decided to stay on him, and I did mine with like 20 to go, and that other green pit stop. And to be honest, I don't know, the tyres went pretty well tonight, and both of us had good car speed, even though I had newer tyres than him at the end. He still had pretty good car speed.
Yeah, definitely. And the only other question, mate, we asked Jamie, and we got to know for the viewers at home, that last restart, Jamie seemed to bog down a little bit in that restart. He said he started in second, and maybe he should have been in first. Now I know you'll give me an honest answer. First or second gear restarts for you tonight?
Yeah, second. I start this thing in first, unless someone's really going slow to the line or whatever. I just find, in first, it just revs out way too quick. It feels like you get a good jump, but then when you change gear, it seems to, you lose a bit of speed, sort of thing. But I reckon it's a bit hard for him. That's why I was pretty happy starting where I was in third rather than second, because I knew that he'd sort of maybe miss the start a little bit and get hung out there, sort of thing. But it probably was more that than the gear change, I reckon. Yeah,
definitely. Well, mate, you're having a great season so far. Some top fives most of the season. So before we let you go, the usual shout out to your sponsors, supporters, and anyone else.
Yeah, it's just a funny one. I was just having a look there. I nearly had the perfect race. I qualified first, no incident points, best lap, and all I needed was that that win, and I would have got the perfect night. But anyway, just like to thank the Sim boys. There's only a few of us tonight. We had a few out, obviously the long weekend, and Hot Toddy heating stalls, Ferris shifters, United Electrical, and just you guys with the broadcast, AC, for the series, and just all associated sponsors. Yeah, thanks everyone.
No worries, mate. We'll see you again next week. I'm not sure where we're at next week, but no doubt we'll see you, and hopefully we're talking to you again.
For sure, Mark. Have a good one, mate. Thanks.
All right, mate. Thank you very much for your time tonight.
Cheers, Mark. See ya.
Well, mate, we're missing the first place scatter, but we do have Ruben Phelps there. We might try and grab a quick word just very briefly with him and get his views on the race tonight. You there, Ruben? No, he seems to have disappeared. You got a copy there, Ruben? Nope.
Nope.
He doesn't. He doesn't want to talk to us, so we'll drop him back down. If I can get rid of him. Nope, don't want to go. So anyway, Matt, what a great race tonight. A great race and a great win for Peter Grattan from LCR Esports. Troy Davis and Jamie Nankervis and Ruben Phelps and Tom Maxfield was your top 5 tonight. Fantastic race. I'm very excited for next week. Even though I can't remember where we are, we've got too many.
Atlanta next week.
Atlanta, so we're going to see very similar racing to tonight. But we've still got plenty to come this week across our two broadcast channels. Checker Flag streaming tomorrow night with the ANSCAR Truck Series. You'll have to fill me in. I can't even remember where we are there. But that's that's on, that'll be on Checker Flag streaming from around 7:20. 10 to 8 tomorrow night. Then we're back on Performance streaming Wednesday and Thursday night. Wednesday being the Thunder Series and Thursday being the ANSCAR Cup Series. And that there is starting to heat up. Some great racing across those two levels of racing. Then next Saturday night we're back on Checker Flag streaming for the Weekend Warriors Lucas Oil's Australian Stock Car Championship. And then we're back here on Performance streaming next Sunday night for another instalment of the Australasian Supercar eSeries. I would like to just thank out to all the sponsors of the series: Hot Toddy's Heating Installation, Witcher Electrical, My Private Sellers, United Electrical Solutions, and the one person we haven't mentioned tonight is RKJ Web Services. So a big thank you to all those sponsors getting behind the league. To you, Matt, thanks again for your help tonight with pushing everyone's buttons for them. And to everyone that has tuned in, we'd like to say thank you. Have a safe week. For those Victorians on the long weekend, stay safe for the rest of it. And we will hopefully see you back here next week for round 8 of the Australasian Supercar eSeries. I'm Mark Johansson, and thanks for tuning in, and good night.